Hello and welcome to this new episode of the Alex Show TV. This is episode 367 from October the 25th of the year 2024. Today's a Friday, and today's show is the Pietro Masso case. As I shared on Monday when I had my view, my angle from the Menendez brothers, and by the way, there was a bit of feedback on that one. I laugh because I know these are serious topics, but the angle I want to give it is there's something else going on, in my opinion. And again, you can agree or disagree with it. You can say it's false. You can say it's lies. You can say it's fiction. But, it's my obligation on the channel. It's really my mission to just bring you my feelings, try to be as little as I can, to be judgmental as little as I can. And so I try to bring you maybe an interesting side, which is not elaborated. It just comes from my own feelings on topics such as this, because I think there's an important lesson on all of these topics. There are tragedies, yes. They're horrible, yes. Monday's show and today's show, yes, they're horrible tragedies. Monday's show had, on top of the tragedy of the parents being killed by the sons, the element of the sexual abuse of the father. That is horrible on its own. So on this one, there's not that element. This story happened in Italy, 17th of April, 1991. Pietro Masso, 19 at the time, 19, just a young man, adolescent trying to start to become a man. He and three friends killed his parents, okay? The intention was to gain the inheritance. They were not extremely wealthy. They were not as wealthy as the Menendez, not even close. They were what is called medium to high class in Italy. They had estimated an estate or a wealth of around 1,200 million liras at the time, and at the exchange rate of about 1,200 liras per dollar, that will result approximately in a wealth of $1 million total. The house, the cars, money in the bank, and that. It was not extreme by any means, but what happened, same as I shared on this episode, I think this is what happened, is when money and the luxuries and the pleasures that money offers, you go crazy. There's something that to some people, not to everyone, okay? There's people that have a lot of money and handle it very well, in my opinion. But to some people, it just becomes demonic. That's the word it comes to my mind. It's like a demon in your mind. It just makes you're willing to do whatever to keep it going, to conserve it, or even to gain more, okay? So in the case of Pietro Masso, he was a child showing narcissistic behavior. He was highly adored in his very small town of Montecchia di Crosara, province of Verona, Italy, not very far from Venice, Italy. It's only 4,500 inhabitants, and he was revered among the youngsters and young adults, male and female, out there in Montecchia di Crosara. A small town that only had one bar called the Bar John, and obviously it became the place you had to be. Although Pietro and his friends, is the age you start driving and gaining access to cars, maybe your parents' cars, stuff like that. They will also go to Venice, to the casino of Venice, il Casino di Venezia in Italian, and they will show behavior very disturbing, in the sense they were not normal adults, normal teenagers. They will show behavior like lighting up cigarettes and cigars using bills, offering, even if they didn't have the financial possibility, offering everyone a drink, stuff like that. A very kind of rich, extreme wealth behavior. And so they started doing similar things to the Menendez. Remember, I didn't share on Monday's episode that there's the evidence that the Menendez brothers were also stealing before killing their parents. Same case with Pietro Masso. They stole through the apparently a loan for a car of one of the friends that was part of this plan. They actually cashed the check instead of buying the car, and used the money for this type of behavior, excessive in my opinion, love for money, excessive behavior, okay? Demonic behavior. So when the money from the loan dried up very quickly, even if it was 25 million liras, which is around 20,000 US dollars, apparently they went through that in around a month to 2 months. And so they not only had to repay that money eventually, they were going to get discovered, they also had to keep going. They wanted to keep going. Like on Monday's episode, it didn't come to me, it just came to me that it's similar to a drug addict, similar to an alcoholic. The only thing they're thinking is the next drink, the next dose of heroin or cocaine or whatever. That's the only thing. In the case of alcoholics, a friend of mine who recognizes he went through alcoholism in a very bad way, he told me, I was just thinking of getting drunk again, okay? Being in that state. Maybe you want to forget, maybe you cannot handle this reality, I don't know, but there's something going on there. And in this case, when money is like that, when the only thing you want is to keep going, you're willing to do whatever, I share my angle. Please don't get excited as some got excited on Monday's episode. And I laugh because it's an angle, okay? Just don't take it so deeply. That it's a demonic energy, okay? It's a dark energy that possesses you, same as drug addicts, same as alcoholics, that this energy will possess you, and the only thing you're willing to do is for it to keep going. And when you're at that state, seek help, try to break the cycle, because Pietro did the unthinkable, and he went ahead and had a plan to kill his parents. What I see very different from these two stories, and the reason I made them back to back on the same week, is that, as I shared on Monday, is not the fact that the Menendez brothers have been in prison for 34 years. They can be released. I don't think they have not shown anything that makes me think they're going to be a threat to society, that they're going to go through that again. No. And they have been in prison for 34 years. So the releasing for me is not the point. It's their own process of self-healing, and has to start with the acceptance that they killed their parents with luxury of violence and in a very evil and horrible, dark way, because of the love of the money. So if they appreciate that, they will be in the same state that Pietro Masso is, that he's trying to recover his life, and he goes everywhere he goes, he accepts, yes, I did it, yes, it was horrible, and yes, I did it for the money. And for me, that takes a lot. It's like an alcoholic that recognizes, hey, I'm an alcoholic. I remember this friend, we have not met in real life, is what is called a virtual friend, and sharing with him, like, if one day we meet each other for real, which was a plan, or is a plan, and I don't know why it came to me that maybe we share a beer or something, and I didn't mean to, like he said, no, I cannot do it. I cannot do it. One will take me to 10, to 100, it's a thing that the ones that don't suffer it don't understand how money, drugs, alcohol, and sex, and a few other things can become demonic. They can possess you. They can control you 100%. And you are willing to do whatever, to kill even, to get the next dose, or to get that money, or to maintain the money, or to get the next, or to be drunk again, or to have sex again, okay? And many, many other things. It's not a justification. I'm not saying it's correct. I'm not saying it's just the way it is, okay? And that's why I think we're actually doing a disservice to the Menendez brothers to go through the victimization process of saying, oh, it's because of what the father did that they reacted away. Really? Just look at how they behave for the next 7 months. They behave like Pietro Masso. His case is inverted because he had been behaving like that. And actually, as he's apprehended, as you see on the screen right now, this is 2 days after the killing. They were not immediately, but they were, in a matter of 24 hours, the police figured out, hey, it was these guys, okay? They were able to know about the check that was cashed for the loan. And then Pietro, trying to cover up their tracks, made a check from the mother's checkbook to cover the loan, because they were going to kill the parents anyway, so he felt it was not going to be figured out. But the police checked the bank movements of the couple, found that check being cashed a few days earlier, and figured out, hey, there's something very wrong here. And when they pressured Pietro and their friends, they collapsed and admitted to Horrible, horrible demonic killing of their parents. One thing I also want to add that I see a lot of similarities with the Menendez case is that the parents were killed with luxury or violence, in a very evil way, in a very demonic and dark way. They were tortured to death. There was really no reason for that. And they claim, same as with the Menendez brothers, and I need to say, that it was for them to throw the police off tracks, that maybe it was some kind of satanic, demonic gang, or some kind of mafia thing, mafia adjustment, that the father had problems. The father had problems with no one. He had a business related to agriculture, and they were very into church and church groups, praying groups. So you can imagine the kind of couple they were. They were not to go out a lot. They were very modest in their ways, even if they had this wealth of around $1 million, which I understand is not huge, but it's wealth. And at the time, in 1991, you will be considered high, medium to high level, economic level in Italy. They didn't have any money problems, especially because they didn't care about money. It was the son that went demonic and the son that went crazy for money. And he admits that if for some reason he's not caught, they were going to go through the wealth of the parents. By the way, there's another angle to this story. Pietro has two sisters, and you might ask, well, how was he going to access the money? Because, of course, the inheritance was going to be split into the three siblings. He intended to kill the sisters as well, okay? So, very, very, very sad story overall. So I have a video. It's originally in Italian. I went through the technology of Speechify to convert it to English. It's not perfect. Please bear with me, but I think the message is there. This video, the support video, kind of explains the Pietro Masso story. Let's watch it together.
I would have liked to take my dad's hands and say, I love you, I have my mom's, but I haven't succeeded. I've never succeeded. I miss the possibility of telling people, especially my parents, that I need them like this Pietro Masso. He talks about his parents in the interview by Giancarlo De Cataldo, which aired on the Criminal Chronicles program. Because life itself is difficult, I too need to be comforted. Today, he is a 50-year-old man, and over 30 have passed since that April 17, 1991, when with coldness and cruelty, aided by 3 friends, he killed his mother and father in their house in Montecchio di Crosara to take their money. I miss my parents on a human level because clearly I would like physical contact, but spiritually I am close to them, and this is already very me. And the melancholy look of Pietro Masso, while he confesses his torments, he asks. For forgiveness, he says he misses the parent he massacred. He is a different new man, far from the arrogant, contemptuous boy who chased success and money, who wanted to resemble Don Johnson, his myth, who told journalists with chill and detachment how he had found the bodies of the parents he had just killed and found almost some legs sticking out. Then I ran away and went to ask for help from those above. I told you that it was from the kidnappers at least that's what they say. A full bastion. I don't know. Today's Pietro has come to terms with the past, his story of sin and redemption during imprisonment. I thought it was better to end it and try to commit suicide the next day. And I said, today, you get up. You'll always get up and you will look for a better person. Or today is the last day in 22 years of prison, his long retraining journey, working full-time with prisoners to help them reintegrate into society. A Pietro Masso who has closed with the past but not with remorse. I would go back in my life to give life to my parents.
Okay, as again, I apologize. That's the best way. I had a debate of sharing it with you in Italian with subtitles. That probably could have worked. But I think it's mostly, the message is there. I'm going to try to fill in the blanks. That Pietro has started the road, long road, a very difficult road of redemption, okay? He changed in prison. He, first of all, the first thing he tried was to reestablish, successfully, by the way, that relationship with his sisters. He wrote them a very heartfelt letter of apology and asking for forgiveness because, yes, as I shared, the plan was how was he going to access the full amount? By killing the sisters as well. I don't know how he intended this was not gonna get suspicious eventually. Also, by the way, he was not intending to share the money as he promised with the three friends. He was intending to killing them as well. Okay, that's when money becomes demonic. A demon is controlling you. That doesn't mean you, as Pietro has admitted, you don't have any guilt or you don't have any responsibility. Is the word I'm trying to use, not guilt, responsibility. That doesn't mean you're not responsible. Okay, he allowed, even if he was a young man, he allowed the pleasures that money would give. He allowed them to make him go crazy for money, to become addicted to money, to make money his God. Even the Bible says you are gonna be able to love God, or you're gonna be able to love money. You're not gonna be able to love them both. If you truly love money, my suggestion is take a hard look at yourself, because there's something inherently wrong with that. Money is an extremely difficult energy. Okay, you cannot hate it, but I also think you cannot love it. You need to keep its distance and just use it for your advantage, because it's what keeps this reality going. It's very sad to admit that, but money keeps this reality going. Okay, I shared many times, the only thing that doesn't require money in this reality is air. And that's why for me, true abundance is for everything else to be like air. It's not having a lot of money. It's for everything else. Just think about it for a second. It's for everything else to be like air. To end the show, I want to share a clip from Italian news. This is the day after the killings. This Pietro was probably a suspect for police, but publicly speaking, he was still a victim here. He has just lost his parents. Again, in comparison to the Menendez brothers case, in that case, the Menendez were considered victims in a way for 7 months. Like, they lost their parents, they were not guilty of anything. Pietro was only in that stage for around 48 hours when he was formally charged with the murders along his three friends. But in this is a very famous Italian interview. It's only 1 minute, because Pietro gave himself away by showing emptiness, by showing he was like it's so sad that I don't find words to describe it. But that's the feeling that everyone, when they watch this young man, 19 years old, has just lost his parents to a horrible crime. They were tortured in their own house for 4 hours, apparently. And he's the next morning talking like, they say he was more concerned on, he changed clothing a couple of times and he fixed his hair. Very narcissistic, very self-awareness traits of egocentric behavior. It's not, please don't get me wrong. I know some people say, well, some people don't cry at wakes and when people die. I agree, but let's watch it together, because this is chilling. How empty he was, because I believe he was still under demonic possession at the time. Let's watch it together.
Tutti vogliono parlare con Pietro, il povero figlio che ha avuto la sciagura di scoprire il massacro. Pietro non si sottrae, curato, elegante, jeans stretti, stivali a punta e bomber sportivi.
Sì, senti. Che ora sei rientrato però? Lasciamo andare Tre hai trovato le porte aperte? Niente, normale, subito delle porte aperte, delle luci accese. Ma subito non mi sono armato, sono andato a vedere e quando stavo scendendo le scale ho trovato quasi delle gambe che uscivano fuori. E allora ho posto via, sono andato a chiedere aiuto a questi sopra. Mi hanno detto che c'è stata da parte dei rapitori almeno 15 una furia bestiale. Non so. Allora. Basta.
Yes, I forgot to say, I apologize for that short clip was going to be in Italian, because it was more important to share how the voice of Pietro is so cold, so empty. His body language is showing nothing at all, no empathy at all, no feelings at all. And they say that carried over to the trial when he was seen smiling, smoking, joking. Then he said, I don't know, that's a debate that partly the lawyer said it's better you behave this way, so they think I laugh because it's so amazing, because maybe they think you're crazy, okay, that you're incapable of doing this, that you're just incredibly inhumane. But Pietro changed. I've seen recent interviews, and I want to share. I've shared many times. I come from Italy. I speak Italian in a decent way. I think I could handle an interview in Italian, maybe with a little difficulty. And it's something I want to do for the show eventually, to have a chat in Italian. Of course, he will have English subtitles. All the subtitles we carry: Italian, English, Spanish, German, and French. And yes, you will have to go through the subtitles because the English will be in Italian. And I'm thinking Pietro Masso will be an excellent guest. But I'm not ready. I'm not ready because I still need to try and be able, during the interview, not to judge Pietro. And yes, when someone does something so horrible, or judgment gets the better of us, and we cannot see the road of redemption. Okay, we all have the possibility to come back from something this horrible. I know it sounds impossible, but I see in a positive way changes of Pietro. He really has changed his life around, trying to help others. Some might say that's never gonna yes, I agree, that's never gonna fix what he did. It's horrible. It's horrible, but the first thing is accepting that. And he did that a long time ago. When he reached out to his sisters, he asked for forgiveness, and he asked for forgiveness not only because of the intention of killing them, but also for killing their parents, his parents. Okay? And when that's honest, when that's truly from the heart, you are on the road. You are on the road. I'm not saying we all have done things like Pietro. That's pretty high up as far as horrible things you can do. But I'm pretty sure we all have that second chance the universe offers us. We all have it. And Pietro is certainly trying his best. That's why if I'm able to handle the interview, not Pietro, I'm not concerned about him. I'm concerned that if I'm able to really treat him properly, then I'm going to try to reach out and find him and invite him to the show. So that may happen in the future, and that will be an interview in Italian with subtitles, okay? Thank you very much. Have a great Friday. I hope you enjoyed this week. I had a point, trust me. It's not about presenting horrible facts. It's about trying to spin it with an angle, okay? And hopefully you saw that. Have a great weekend. If everything's okay, I should see you back on Monday. Thank you for making it to this part of the video. This is my favorite part. This is where I suggest to you that you discover your true self. You are not what you have been groomed to believe. You are this incredible being without limits that has eternal life, amazing strength, infinite wisdom, and a big, beautiful heart. All your limits are always self-imposed. Your best version in this reality is inside you. Your only mission on this life is to become a beacon of love and to serve others. This version is ready to be discovered today. How do you discover your true self? The discovery process is a personal one. No one can do it for you. Dedicate 5 minutes a day to talk to the universe. Simply ask, who am I? Where do I come from? What is my purpose? You will start getting signs, breakthroughs, and signals. You will notice how your notions about this reality start disappearing. No more hierarchies, no more competition, no more complaining, no more depending on others. Discovering your true self equals to real freedom. Your self-imposed limits will fall and you will be ready to understand this reality, but you must be patient to allow others to wake up at their time through their own free will. That will be really soon, you will see, and that will set up a new world. As you work towards your best version, you will notice how all emotions don't serve you anymore. Hate, fear, rage, pride, lust, envy, violence, justice through violence, judgment of others, and other emotions will disappear from your mind and heart. You will understand those emotions serve only your egoic mind and are not you. Please try to be understanding of others that don't think or feel like you. Everyone has a process. No one is right or wrong. We're all just different. Don't be concerned about being right, ever. Don't allow pride preventing you from patching things up with family and friends. It is very important you enjoy this life with your loved ones. Put in the work to patch things up and leave it to others to decide. Thank you very much for watching. Please share, like, and subscribe. If you have any comments or suggestions, please use the comment section below. For private questions, conversations, and if you would like to appear on the show, please email me at hey@thealexshow.tv. Thank you again. Please don't forget to visit our website www.thealexshow.tv. By giving me your time, you honor me. Have a very, very, very nice day.